Hey guys, welcome back. It's the KANU Chronicles. I'm your host Nate, aka Crash. This is episode 216, and we're just gonna get into this for a little bit here. I'm about to get ready, about to head off to work here. It's a Sunday, the 22nd to be specific. So, welcome back. Welcome to the new listeners. If you're on whatever podcast medium to listen to this podcast, whether it's Stitcher, Google Play, YouTube, which is just audio at the moment, and Podbean, of course, which is our host, TuneIn Radio, iHeartRadio. Thank you for listening. Castbox, shout out to Castbox subscribers and listeners. Thanks. So what's happening? Just catching the Steelers right now. It's right in the middle of the second quarter, I believe. I don't know what the time is right now on it, but the game started like 45 minutes or so ago, almost an hour. Yeah, like 45 minutes ago. So the Steelers are up 6-0. They could be even up by 2 touchdowns. They just got their third one, but they got 3 turnovers in the game already, and very dominant play. Micah Fitzpatrick seems to be kicking ass, definitely fitting with the other guy. I mean, he's right now looking like that piece of the puzzle they just needed with who they already got, and he's making plays and they're making plays around him. It's very, very, it just started in that sense of like, okay, yeah, it's 13 minutes in the second. I mean, it's very early in the form of him coming to this team, but what we see already, I mean, it's definitely showing impact right away. He's an impact player, he's a playmaker, and that's exactly what they needed. And hopefully the idea is you get one guy doing it, the other guys respond, which they are. They're playing, all of them are starting to make good adjustments. I think that probably even the defensive scheme, is doing well. Communication. I think they're just getting into the season. They're getting to know each other. So now the offense just needs to get into scoring position. I guess it's going fast. I don't know. I think we had a 3 and out. The offense is like somewhat clicking, but not really yet. Very slow moving on that. Wow. Big conversion here for San Francisco. They just got downfield like at least 20 yards. Garoppolo to their tight end. I don't know who the tight end is. Josiak or something. Yeah, he's a beast. Big guy. I think he's a tight end. He's number 44. Maybe he's a halfback. Yeah, he's a halfback. So yeah, that was a nice move on San Francisco's part. So nice. Good job. Defense is flying all over the field pretty nice. They just got in Garoppolo's face, but he still made a nice throw downfield. Oh. And we got a roughing passer. This sucks. Couple big mistakes there. Oh, man, yeah. That would have been nothing. These late hit type things, that's ridiculous. That's not even that serious. He did hit, it was a late hit technically, but he had his hands up. He didn't go head first. He didn't try to take him out, but he knocked him down trying to stop himself. Nah, man. They gotta make a decision on that shit. They can't be just because somebody got hit after, I don't know. They got to figure that out better. I get some of those when they're going head hunting or coming in and they really are, going to hit somebody hard. Like, I get if they want to start minimizing that, but where somebody's pulling back and not really trying to knock you over or anything like that. Yeah, there's some late hits, so to speak, that shouldn't be counted. I get it, even if it is a technical late hit. I don't know. I wish they wouldn't. There's a thing is there's overruling sometimes. I think they should let some of this, a couple of things here and there slide. It's just like I don't expect pass interference all the time, even if sometimes it's going to come up, but I get it. Holding, same thing. You can't call holding all the time. There is a constant bit of that going on out there to some degree. Anyways, real quick though, before I keep going into it too deep, you could follow me on Twitter if you're not already at KANU Chronicles. And on Instagram, you can follow me at GRTN8. That's Great Nate. And that's it. That's my two social medias that I operate from. My operation. Yeah, no, I don't. If you're looking for somebody that's frequent on either of them, I'm not constantly really going off. But every day I put stuff up, and I'm not going off. I'm not really like going off about much. Twitter, I might a little bit. Between the two, but mostly I'm not like crazy tweeting. So if you're looking for that, sorry, I'm not the most active in that sense, but I do tweet pretty much every day. So, sorry to yawn on you there. I know you guys are getting into your work week probably by the time you're going to hear this, or whatever you're doing. Maybe you're just hanging out and relaxing. I just wonder. I'd like to see. I wish there was a way to kind of see what people, know in different circles. Like, oh, they're listening here, they're listening there. Like, I don't need to see the people, but I'd like it would be cool to know that data of where people are listening to you. I don't know how they could really gauge that. It's kind of hard because even if it's either mobile or desktop. That's all you could really see. So the rest from there is like, good luck. I can only just take a guess. Yeah, you're probably on a train. Yeah, you're probably on a plane. Maybe you're at school. Maybe you're at home studying. Maybe you're fucking around. Maybe you're at work at a desk job. So those would be good places to start. Maybe you're at the gym, getting it in, spitting some rhymes to win. Now, it feels weird, guys. I got a mic now in my hand, so I'm starting to want to kick some shit, Something different about having the mic versus just talking all regular. I'm still getting used to it. I'm wondering how to hold it, because... No, I know how to hold it, but it's just that it's got an extra long... I got this extra extension on it, the way I had to connect it, because I ordered the wrong style plug, so I had to get this other thing to make it all work. From XLR female to male, all that type of jazz. So, anyways, guys, they're at commercial right now. The Jets got their ass kicked by the Patriots. I don't even know what the score is. Let's see if we could pull up some scores. You guys will already know by now if you're paying attention to football, but why not? Hear me talk about it. That's what you're listening to. You're like, talk, motherfucker, talk. Let's see here. Oh, that's big shit today. AB done with the NFL, calls out Kraft and Ben. He tweets. Yeah, he was tweeting, doing some Trump shit. Yesterday, yeah, just to get you caught up with the AB situation, this guy just got let go from the Patriots because he's texting the accused woman while she's being interviewed by the NFL this week. So it's just been... Just look it up. Just look up the story. Look up all that stuff. It's crazy. So the Patriots let him go. He tries to get ahead of it online and trying to be gracious, but then today he's going off. So it's pretty interesting. Let's see here. All right. Carolina and Arizona is going on. 14-10 Carolina in Arizona. The Chargers are at home against Houston, 10-7 in the second quarter. Like I said, the Steelers 6-0, and we're way deep in our territory. Damn, can't wait to see what happens here. Rams are at Cleveland tonight. That's Sunday Night Football. Rams at Cleveland. That should be pretty good or interesting, I hope. New England beat the Jets 30-14. All right, Jets, at least you guys scored. That's something. I guess. Buffalo wins 21-17. Congrats, Buffalo. Shout out to my man AJ. Really big shout out to him. Dallas wins 31-6 at home against Miami. Huge, not an upset, huge win. That's a big game. Big fucking win. Green Bay wins 27-16 over the Broncos at home in Lambeau Field. And we have Detroit beating Philadelphia in Eagle territory, Eagle land. Detroit winning 27-24. So there you go. That's where we're at. Oh, I didn't mention the Raiders. What did the Raiders do? Got their ass kicked by Minnesota, 34-14. People are flipping out. Already, sick of Gruden. And yeah, it's really getting ugly up in Oakland, just as always. Never pretty up there. Always very choppy, very problematic. There's seemingly talent all the time, but they never can get the coaching and everything together. Yeah, they have it hard, man. That's a hard team to be a fan of, much like a lot of teams, really, though. Come on, let's go, Mason. Yeah, this ain't gonna work. He's being smart, though. I'd rather he's not just throwing the ball anywhere. If he doesn't feel good, fuck it. I don't want this guy just to throw it. But he's got to start. Yeah, there we had good coverage downfield. So, yeah, we'll see what happens. Just punt it off. Flag on the fucking kick or before the kick. I don't know what's going to happen with that. So, yeah, it's an exciting day of football. Mostly predictable, but, there's some fun stuff in there. What was the Chiefs? I thought I read all these off, man. I'm reading this shit and I'm going, did I pass some stuff up here? Because the Chiefs and Ravens played. Why isn't that fucking score showing up? There it is. Baltimore. Oh, wow. That became a hell of a game. KC won 33-28. But Baltimore was down real bad. But, man, what a close comeback there. Probably one of the best games of the day. So, yeah. Anyways, I don't know who your teams are, but congrats, good luck. It's a hell of a schedule going on, but and everybody's way behind New England. That's how I see it. So far, I feel like, there has been, but this year I feel like there's a real separation that's happened, So, we'll see. We'll see, though. They got a couple injuries kind of going on. I think Edelman and somebody else. I don't know how significant. So, little chinks in the armor, and, we'll see how Brady keeps holding up. It's a week-by-week thing. Anything can happen, as we've learned as Steeler fans, and the Saints are obviously having to deal with Drew Brees. But that's how it goes, man. But let me go ahead and wrap this up. I gotta get things moving. I gotta get shaking here, so I'll be back on. It'll be like split second. Well, maybe not. I might have a little something in between. All right. All right, guys. Just jump back on here. Gonna keep it rolling, so as you can hear me tapping here and there on a keyboard, you'll know it is that time. But anyways, yeah, I was talking about the Steelers. Unfortunately, they ended up losing, what was it, 24-20, I think it was. Yeah, pretty rough loss because, they definitely were in position to win. The defense mostly did a really good job. I mean, to have 5 turnovers and not win a game is pretty... I think it's never happened, they said, for the Steelers, I don't think. Or maybe almost anybody. I don't know, man. It's a bad situation. And sadly, it falls on, if there's one person you can blame, is Connor. He had a fumble, but again, from what I saw from the angles, I'm not real mad, because it looked like he had pretty good protection. The guy that tackled him punched it out, so good play on that guy, and they just got in position to get the ball, and what are you going to do? But I'm sure there's some, I'm sure for him, he's thinking of a million different things he could have done, but I'm not going to, I don't think it's worth going hard. I know a lot of fans are probably really pissed at him and all that. And then the last sequence for Rudolph, it just wasn't that good, but it wasn't, again, it's not much he can do, because the pretty obvious situation, he was going to throw downfield, and they just couldn't draw up the right plays for that little bit of time, so it's just too bad. He shouldn't have had to been in that situation. But this is going to happen, so it's something he's going to have to grow into, and the offense is going to have to grow into or get used to at times, because this, games go down to the wire. So yeah, 0-3 start, guys. Really dismal start to the season. But there were some bright spots in that game, and definitely, you're not going to hear many Steeler fans really talk this way, but I just refuse to get... I'm not going to sit here and cry about it and get super upset, or, throw away and say, oh, we're not going to win. I don't know. I think we should win some games. I think we still can... Still something in me says, oh, we can have a good season, but they got to start with 1, and we got the Bengals at home on Monday night next week, day after my birthday, actually, and hopefully they give me that gift, and everybody, really, themselves, they're gonna need it. So that's good. At least it is the Bengals, or they were definitely beatable. And, we played a good team today, and really, in a lot of ways, showed up awesome. Just couldn't get it done, So, tough loss. That's all I could say. It's a tough loss, but, it's just the first game for this guy, Rudolph. And again, it's not just on him. This is coaching. This is, a little bit of everything, play calls. He got some rhythm there going. So, I mean, he can do it. He can do it. Well, it's just the way it is. This is just what it is. This is what it is when, and look, hey, Ben could have played, and it still could have happened the same way. That's possible, for sure. So, anyways, I would have felt better, though. I know with Ben, I would have felt better. He's good at pulling off close wins or coming, those kind of situations. He's been in it a lot, so that would have been would have felt a little better, but I've seen him not pull it off too, so yeah, so I don't know. I don't know what else can you say at this point. So that's that. Didn't really check out, I didn't really see any of the other games. There's what's their name? The Rams and the Browns are playing. Let me Let's see what's going on with that. That's the Sunday night game. Kind of a weird combo, but the NFC or the AFC North is playing the NFC West this season, so that's kind of cool. The Rams will be in Pittsburgh later this year. And the Steelers will be here in LA coming up. And like I said, I still don't think I'll keep taking a look at the tickets. They're not going to change, I doubt. But maybe they will. I don't know, because of the record. Maybe it will, but I don't think so, man. Steeler fans, they'll pay. They'll go and pay. I'm not paying $300 a ticket. I don't care how good the seats are, really. Let's see. Browns are up 13-10. Rams are playing in Cleveland. Okay. Got third quarter, 2 minutes left. So, yeah, still a good bit of game left. Wow, keeping it close. There you go. Well, hey, I'm not shocked. That's a Browns type score. Good team. They've been coming along. I don't think they're that great at all, but they've been playing better. They have something to watch in Cleveland now. I could, that's for sure. You could, no matter what that team does this year. I mean, they definitely got something to look forward to. Yeah, the Browns are. Yeah, they are. They're more watchable. I would say. I mean, I haven't seen. This is me saying that without seeing any fucking games this year, but they got something to look at, So we'll see, man. Oh, tough. But it's another week of football. Yeah, this is what it is. So I'm glad I've stuck at work. I'm glad I'm working some of these. I'll be working pretty much like this for the rest of the season, I would have bet. And at this rate, I'm not going to be too mad. Although I have to admit, seeing them play in San Francisco was kind of like, damn, it would have been nice to be up there. It makes you want to kind of go. It was a good game today, I have to say. Take the record away, don't look at any of that. It was at least a fun, for football itself, and if you like the sport, it was a good game. So Steelers are good for that, man. Even if they don't win, they have one of the more entertaining games out of probably most teams. You could always kind of watch the Steelers and get something interesting. Not every game, obviously. The Patriots, that was a terrible shit. That was terrible. But this week was like the first one where you're like, okay, that was actually interesting. But man, what a way to lose and everything when they had it. They fucking had it today. They had a chance to that would have been a big win. That would have been a nice win, man. Oh well. Oh fucking well. But speaking of that type of shit, same goes for we were just in Vegas. Me and my wife were just in Vegas. You've heard on the podcast if you've been a listener. Her name's Renee. She was in a few podcasts ago. Hopefully I'll have her on here shortly again. Been telling her we got to do another podcast pretty soon. So that's on me, guys. So just want to put that out there first. And but yeah, we had a nice time in Vegas this week. We were there Wednesday, left Friday. Perfect time to go. If you're looking to go to Vegas, guys, this time of year is probably the best. If you don't like it super hot. Of course, you got to always check the weather because it could still end up being hot at this time of year. But I don't think it's going to be that bad. Fall time is great. Fall time is really good, man. It was like 80s, maybe. I don't even know if it hit 90. But it was great. And then we just chilled out, man. Didn't really do a whole lot. I've done a ton of stuff over the years out there. So, yeah, we just both were like, whatever. We're at that age, man. I don't know. There's something about for whatever reason, people, if you go to Vegas, it's always kind of like, you know, what did you do? And did you, you know, at least, I think for a time it's always been a thing. Like, there's almost like this prerequisite of, if you go, you gotta walk the strip, you gotta go to all the hotels, or, you know, see what's new and do all, you know, just this kind of touristy thing. There's something about that with, it's not even just there, just trips in general. People seem to, I don't know if I think it's just self-inflicted, because maybe we think we gotta do a bunch of shit so we could tell people that, so they're impressed maybe. I don't know. I think it's an unnecessary thing we put on ourselves, but thankfully me and my wife don't really subscribe to that too much. We don't fall under that pressure. We don't make it a big deal. You know, we do mention and go, yeah, we should do this, we'll do that, and then invariably it ends up like, oh, we didn't do it. But we're not, you know, nobody's mad at each other. We're not giving each other shit because, oh, we didn't do this, or we didn't do, you know, it's fine. Because you know what we did? We fucking relaxed. We slept. And it was great. It was awesome. Now, mind you, we don't have kids, so we don't have that situation, per se, where people need to get away from their kids to rest, which is fantastic, you know? But, you know, ours are with our work and our busy life. So we got a nice break from that for 2 days. It was great, guys. Definitely, I'd suggest it. You go to Vegas, guys. If it's your first time, and it's probably going to be one of your few times that you may ever go, by all means, soak it up. Go to the casinos. Don't try to do them all. You're not going to do them all. I'll tell you which ones to go check out. Go to. Let me think about it. So there's so many to go to, but I'm going to just pick a couple random ones here and there, no particular order, but I would say go to the Wynn, go to Bellagio, go to the Venetian, those three right there, just because they are something to look at and go. They're beautiful. They're really beautiful, each one of them. And they're fucking big. If you go to those three, that's going to give you, that's a whole day. So don't even bother. I would say just do that in the one day, if you can. Between the day and night. You have all day and night, so there's no pressure of time. But, and these could be at any time of day. Any time of day. So however you wanted to do that, would want to do that. Those three I just really suggest, big time. Go there. After that, I would say the Luxor is definitely one, just because that is a very cool structure, being it's a pyramid, and it's very unique. You're not going to see much. You're not going to see any places really like that, so I would say go there. What else? Probably. That's pretty much it. I would say those four. Those are the top four. Other than that, there's a lot of other ones that are cool or nice or whatever. You may end up liking more, and they may not be fancy. You know, maybe you win at this place wherever it is. Some random, you know. So it doesn't have to be those places, but well, Caesars is up there too. I guess you got to cut it for Caesars there too. I don't want to shit on them. They're like the OG as far as the fucking, the new style of hotels. They're like the first to kind of do that whole thing. And they were also featured in The Hangover, so kind of cool. If you like The Hangover, go to Caesar's Palace if you want. But yeah, the other ones I named, there, I just think visually and everything, those are my top picks. So we stayed at New York, which New York's fun. That's a cool one. It's New York theme. And it's, you know what, it's still pretty cool. I have to admit, I like it. It's a cool setup, and very friendly staff and everything else. The rooms are totally fine. The room we had was great because we had no noise, you know. It was mellow. And the ice machine was pretty close. So kudos to New York, New York. Thanks for the hookup. Good shit. And, you know, they got some, you know, you can get some decent deals there. But I will say, when it comes to gambling, guys, I will tell you, and it's nothing new, but they are really tight out there these days. I mean, it's I don't know how it's pure luck to win. Somebody might battle me on that and say they have strategy. Good for you, but you know, we mostly play slots these days, and really for some time now. You know, the best game, they say, is craps, you know, when it comes to advantage for the player, which I'm sure, you know, I'm sure it's true, and I'm not disputing that, but you know, we weren't planning to play like anything big, and we really didn't. At the end of the day, we didn't lose that much, but man, they're tight. It's really hard to win, man. It seems that it kind of gives you it almost, I don't know, it kind of feels like it gives you a little bit versus what you put in there. So if you put a $20 or $40 in there, it's like the big prize is $20 or you know, I don't even know what the top one, I don't know what our top win was. My wife was the one getting, you know, some action and some wins, but it wasn't much. I don't think she broke much more than $20 some as far as a win. They were so small. And they're tricky because depending on the bets, it can appear like you won way more, you know, but it's really not. So I don't know, man. And I don't know if, you know, I'm just saying it seems like that for the money you put in, that it kind of acts that way. But look, I don't know if we had 500 to put into a machine, I don't know if it necessarily would have gave us that kind of win. You know what I mean? But, yeah, it's, you know, just a forewarning. Look, if it's your first time, you might just get that beginner's luck like I did and many people seem to get, and I hope it does come your way. Just know that you might not have many more to go, or any more. You know, you might get that one and that's it. But, you know, just be smart. Don't, just gamble what you can afford, and, you know, leave it at that. Try to get your, you know, the cocktail lady, hopefully they come around. They're not as good as they're not necessarily as good as they were, but they were pretty decent, I have to say, this visit. They weren't bad at New York, New York. Not too bad. Could be a little better, but no, they did pretty good. I have to say, they didn't do too bad. But, you know, if you're not going to drink, they'll get you Cokes, they'll get you other stuff. So, you know, take advantage of it for what it's worth. But yeah, just beware, like I said, with these, just beware with gambling out there, guys. It's a tricky thing. But, you know, I'm not going to discourage you from doing it. Go do it. You might win. We did see somebody, I saw somebody win 16,000 next to us. We didn't see when it happened, but they were counting them out. And, yeah, it was like 16 grand. So there you go. People do win. I don't know how much they had to play to get to that point. You know, it's not like they weren't, you know, overly excited about it. So, but, you know, again, it was already in progress, so maybe that kind of died down and they were just trying to get their money and get the fuck out. But I'm guessing that they probably played a pretty good amount of money up to that point to win that. But either way, 16 is nothing to sneeze at. That's a nice win. Got to pay taxes on it, but kudos to that. So we did see, there are winners. There are some winners out there. But yeah. But just like I said, don't go crazy. Keep it cool. It's very easy to lose yourself there, that's for sure. It's built for that. So it definitely tests. It's a good test of willpower, that place, because every vice is there and ready to fucking get used and spent. But you just gotta, like I said, just you just have to know yourself. If you have a real gambling issue already, you might want to really, clamp down on yourself while you're there. Maybe pull that cash out and keep your credit cards and all that up in your fucking room, so you're not, you don't have easy access. Just do whatever you have to do. That's all I gotta say. But yeah, it was cool though, man. It's a fun place. I always have fun. It's always a great time just looking around there. And if you can, if you have time and you're up for it, it's a fantastic visit, and but you don't need much time. I don't think it's a place to spend much time at. Longest I think we stayed a week. Way back when we got married, I think it was like a week we were there. I think that was the longest, man, and it was nice, but it's not really necessary. I think 3 nights is plenty. 3 nights is good. Maybe 4. Like I was thinking after this one, I was like, the way we were, I was like, you know what, a 4-night trip would have been nice, where the first 2 we just really veg and don't do shit, and then the last 2 we could have, maybe pushed ourselves and, went out a little, and had a little more fun, so to speak. But it just depends, man. It depends what you're up for, what you're looking to do and all that good stuff. You got to be kind of choosy. You're not going to do it all. And you're going to find yourself probably liking to just do a couple of different things. So yeah, that's pretty much all I got to say with that. I'm trying to think what else. Yeah, speaking of, and with football and all that, driving in, we saw the Raiders Stadium getting built. You could, it's right there off the freeway, the 15. Coming along, man. You got basically 1 year to go, under a year at this point, and looks like they're gonna get there. They got the whole structure. You could really see it now, and it's gonna be something special out there. I have to say, I can't wait for that. Definitely want to be there for a game. Not maybe go to the game, but to be in town. Oh yeah, that'll be cool. That'll be fun. But maybe go to a game too. Yeah, so there's that, and then what else? Yeah, I'm kind of bummed out, missed some good shows, good concerts, hellified concerts, man. This past week, jeez, oh man. So I'll say first it starts off with KRS-One. Didn't go see him. He did a local small concert at one of these venues. Then it was Rage Against the Machine, or Prophets of Rage, actually, with Chuck D and Be Real. I didn't get to see them. Who else? Then it was Nas and Mary J this week at the Hollywood Bowl. That was right before we left for Vegas, so missed out on that. And Lenny Kravitz had a show, missed out on that. And then also last night at the Palladium was Guns N' fucking Roses, man. And I'm definitely not a GNR fan. I wouldn't pretend I was, or you know what I mean. But I should re-say that I am a fan. I just wasn't really a fan at that time, you know. And even me saying I'm a fan, I don't own any of their stuff, but I do like some of their songs and all that now, you know. And I appreciate them as a band and all that shit. So I would have loved to have seen them, but you know, gotta work. But man, it just was one of those weeks where you're just like, fuck, man, to miss all of that. It's just like, damn. But it's tough in this town, dude. If you know, you hate missing out on stuff, it's a hard place to be, you know, if you don't have the situation in life and work that you're going to be able to go to a lot of this stuff. It can be pretty tough, you know, but it's impossible. Even if you do have the time and all that stuff, I mean, it's almost impossible to get, you're not going to see everything. It's crazy how much there is going on in this city, especially now. I mean, it's always been this way for quite a few years. Definitely for quite a few years. But now it's just, man, it's a lot. There's so much. So kudos to anybody that got to go to any of those shows I just named off. That's fantastic. I know my buddy Kurt got to go to a couple. He went to the Nas show and the Lenny Kravitz show. So pretty dope. So I need to start. Yeah, I'm gonna look for this next month, and I'm fucking going to at least one show. That's my new goal. I need to be going to one. If I can do one show a month, or maybe every 2 months, a really good show, that'll be great. But I need to do something, because this isn't, you know, my current trend of doing shit and shows and all that stuff has been really not that good, you know. So I got to change that, and so yeah, that's my little challenge. It happens, but it's like I said, this town versus so many other towns, it never stops, man. It never stops, and you really, you can, as a music fan, I get bummed out a little bit, you know, because I'm like, fuck. And it's not just this week that I'm just talking about, but over the years, man, it's, unfortunately, there's a lot of stuff I've gone to some stuff, but there's a lot of stuff I'm like, fuck, man, I missed out, you know, I didn't get to go, or whatever, you know, but it's okay. You know, part of me, it's like, yeah, I missed, but at the same time, I'm like, you know, there's so much shit online you could watch for free, you know, if you want to see some of that. It's not the same as going, but, you know, I'm just saying, at least you can get an idea, and you could see some stuff, at least, versus years ago, you kind of, you know, if you didn't go, you didn't see shit. There wasn't, all you did is hear the stories, or see a picture or two, and, you know, maybe if it was real special, somebody recorded the fucking band on a shitty recorder or something. And if you were real cool back in the day, you got it from the booth, you know, from the actual board. You know, that's when you're like super cool. But hold that thought. All right, so yeah, so what was I saying? Yeah, so that's the deal, man. It's you know, it's tough, like I said, with these concerts and missing out. So yeah, I gotta look ahead. I was starting to look a little bit who's coming up, but something I did start to do today, and I'm gonna be listening to. I did a simple search. I said hip hop albums 2019, something like that, real general. And I got a great article from one of these online blogs or hip hop magazines, whatever you want to call it. It wasn't The Source or anything. can't remember, I want to say Golden Age Hip Hop. I can't remember the website I could tell you guys. But either way, I have to look, but it's probably at least 10 artists or so, the top 10 albums, this particular write-up. But I started going through and then looking them up one by one, so I could put them in my YouTube history and start checking them out. But man, everybody I was listening to, it was so refreshing. Really good stuff, man. I'm not going to be able to rattle off these names. I'm still kind of learning them. I just found this today, but man, I will tell you more about it once I get to listen to it more. I'll bring it up again, but I just have to say, man, it really made me feel good to hear. There's some great talent coming up, and I could tell that whoever these kids are, and these were all different acts from different places, and I don't know what age group some of them are. I'd have to imagine they're probably talking 20s and 30 plus year olds, but they really are going after the lyricism and creative with the sounds, and just some real hip hop, so yeah, really dope, man. Sorry if I'm being vague, and I don't have, like I said, I don't have names right now. Let me see. Let me pull them up so I can give you something to go look at. And I'm just checking these guys out, man. So there's this one in particular that, let me start with this one. It's pretty cool. I'm like in the middle of it, but they're called Blue, BLU, and Oh No. OHNO, like oh no. So Blue and Oh No. It's called it's a mixtape of theirs, and you can listen to it on YouTube. A Long Red Hot Los Angeles Summer Night. It's a little bit of a long title, but really pretty cool, man. So I'm listening to that. Let's see, another guy called Neek, Neak, and his new album Quest Bar, I think, KWESBAAR. Look up Neek. Nems, Nems, they're out of New York. Bobby J from Far Rockaway, Queens. Little Brother, they've been around for some time. They got a new album out. And Freddie Gibbs and Madlib's new fucking thing, I'm just checking that out. I mean, all of them, every one of those I'm just naming. And I'm picking random stuff, and if there's a single, I'm just checking it out. Whatever their new shit is, I'm checking out on the YouTube. And each one of them, I'm really impressed. I want to hear more, and that's just a few of them. There's more for me to look up, so I got to get familiar, man. I want to know what's going on, and it shows you that there's a lot more than the radio station stuff. The Cardi B and the City Girls, and nothing against them, but that's like pop rap. You know what I mean? Top 10 hip hop type shit, and that's dope. That's fine, but it's super repetitive. Not all of it's that pretty. It's mostly uncreative. The subject, it's the constant same subject, just repackaged over and over. But look, I'm not going to act like some of that shit ain't catchy. It is, and I like some of those tracks. It's nothing against that, but I want to learn all these other cats that are out there that are really, into it and fucking, spitting and trying to, they're trying to do something different. So yeah, I gotta check these artists out. I gotta know what's up. So it's just great to find that. I'm just really happy to see that. Okay, there's some passionate cats out there into the art and doing their thing. So hopefully if you guys are in the same boat, and trying to find something, yeah, check those out. And beyond what I'm just telling you, man, just do your own searches, man. Do some Google searches, get some lists, start finding out who these new artists are out there, and whatever genre. And you just have to do it. You're gonna have to do it yourself, when it comes to this nowadays. Don't wait for the radio. Don't wait for, maybe if you have that good friend that has some good, always has some good recommendations, of course, But, yeah. You guys already fucking know. If you have Spotify and all that stuff, it kind of does the job for you. But, there's limits on that too. There's an algorithm, and it gives you shit that's similar to this or that, and that's all fucking nice, but I think we gotta break out of those algorithms too and search beyond. But there's so much. I'll tell you what it did tell me, doing this search, this simple search, it really showed me how much I need to listen. I have years to listen to, man, honestly. Like, basically that showed me, hey, I bet you if I look these past 10 years at some of those same artists, and otherwise there's a ton of stuff I haven't gotten to hear, and so good for me, I have some shit to listen to, and I guarantee there's a lot. There's probably, I bet you there's at least 10 to 15 albums in the last 10 years I should have heard by now, or heard more of, and I didn't, because I'm just, thinking that everything that's just on the radio is what it's going to be, and that's it, not, just not looking, and then also just, I've gone back and I like to listen to some stuff I haven't heard, but I've had enough of that. I've heard the stuff from back in the day mostly. There are a few things here and there that I'll be surprised by, but I've mostly heard everything back then, and it's like, I don't want to keep doing that. Let me find out this new shit, and be with the new stuff is also the classic groups. De La Soul, for instance, their last record they did, the Anonymous Nobody, I started listening to that more again, the whole album, and it's fucking great. There's all kinds of stuff. Ghostface has got another new, there's so many fucking records, and it's all online, but there's just so much, man. So just peek outside of the box, and realize you don't have to be trapped with what the radio says is the fucking heater. There's tons of fucking shit out there. So yeah, so that's my simple message for that. Oh, cool track too, by the way, that just came out. It's Gangstar. I guess I'm guessing they're gonna have it's gonna be a new album, so to speak. If you're unless you're under a rock, Guru passed away some years back. I think he did pass away. I think it's been 10 years, crazily. But it seems that they must have had some Premier must have had some vocals and from whatever sessions, and I guess they're cobbling. I don't want to say that cobbled together because it sounds like haphazardly, but it looks like this is a collection of some of the stuff that wasn't released, and it's going to be a new album. I don't know all the details. I'll have to look that up, but the first cut, if you want to say, off of it, it's called Loyalty and Family, I think it's called, but it's J. Cole has a feature on it with Guru, Gangstar, and it's freaking, it's so good. It's one of my favorite cuts right now this year, and one of my favorite Gangstar cuts, really. And that's saying something, because there's some cuts from Gangstar, dude. I'd say they're one of the few, though, or one of the few. There's some other ones too, for sure, but they're definitely one of those groups that it's not so much just a song here and there. I want to hear the whole album when I fucking hear Gangstar. Like, I want to just turn on an album worth. You know, they're just great albums. But this cut is stupid. It's just really nice track. The lyrics, probably some of Guru's best lyrics. Some of his best rhymes I've ever heard. Fucking really good, man. And J. Cole did a fantastic job. What a crazy... you know, I get the sense that he must have been like, this is nuts, you know, to do that track. But I think he did pretty damn well. As good as you could do. You know... But, yeah, check it out. And I look forward to, you know, the other tracks that are coming out, or the album, whatever it is. But Premier still really got it, man. Because that track as well, it's just, whew. All these cats, Pete Rock, I mean, you name it, all these cats from back in the day, man. Some of the stuff that I'm hearing that they're getting to produce now, and it's great shit, man. It's just fantastic. Like, there's a cut on the De La album with Pete Rock, and Estelle, I think, is on it. It was like one of the feature tracks on that last album, which was crowdfunded, actually. I think it was paid for by the fans, but Memory of, or something like that. Fucking, man, what a good track. I mean, just beautiful, beautiful. But, so go. Definitely a good time, man. A great time for music. People, you know, always like to, some people, I should say, not all people, but so many people want to bitch about music and da-da-da. You know, and it's unfounded, because a lot of the same people that do that, they don't go explore new artists or whatever, or they, you know, or they just are stuck in an era, you know. They just want 80s rock to come back, or those group, and it's like, it ain't coming back. But there's new bands out there probably fill that, some of that void, you know. You just have to find them. It's not that hard, but people, I think it's, as I've gotten older, I understand it a little bit. I do understand a little bit, but man, you know, don't try to, you know, just don't get stuck, especially now. There's no excuse, man. We got all this access, whether you want to pay a monthly subscription or don't want to pay. Between SoundCloud and YouTube, for all you cheap ass motherfuckers like me sometimes, between those two, dude, there's no reason not to be fucking looking up music on either or. And like I said, a great way to do it, start off with Google and fucking start putting in like best rock albums 2019, best blah blah, you know, just keep doing that. And you know, you're gonna find some list, you're gonna find a blog or somebody, and they're gonna give you some fucking jewels, man. And then you just fucking bookmark that page or list, and just start looking and listening to each of those fucking artists, you know. Until you do that, and you're crying and bitching and moaning about music, I don't want to hear it. You know, it's like, it's nonsense. It is nonsense to be like that, you know. I mean, and it's been like, this has been a fucking thing people have done for years, man. Don't let anybody fool you, because I remember years ago, you know, I remember even in the early 2000s at different points, and the same shit was going on like that, you know. There's no blah blah blah, you know. Dude, people were I remember I was getting pissed, even myself. I had to check my own self a little bit, but yo, even at some point in the early 2000s, I was kind of mad at hip-hop. I wasn't, you know, too happy, and I was like, oh, you know, blah, blah, blah. There isn't, you know, it's getting whack, or, you know. Now, I'm like, damn. I'm like, we had some actually, you go back to early 2000s, it's like, yeah, there was some pretty dope shit, you know? And since then, there's been some good shit, you know, but, I had to check myself. I had to check myself back then and just go, dude, you gotta fucking check out. Stop acting like, you know, stop acting so old, or, you know what I mean, not with it. But, you know, and thankfully I have. I've found shit I've liked over the years, man. So yeah, just get out of that. That's all I gotta say. Don't fucking get caught up with that type of attitude about music or films. That's crazy. It's really crazy, guys. Think about how crazy that is. You know how many songs are uploaded every day? They say there's 40,000 plus songs uploaded every fucking day, brand new. You got it. So you know, so out of that, there's definitely good music. I mean, that's just insane. That is insane. Let alone, like I said, let alone the past how many fucking years, which, depending on your age and all that shit, I'm pretty doubtful most of us have really, you know, we think we've heard a good bit of the music over the years, but like I was just describing, no, you haven't. No, you fucking haven't. So, nerd out, do some research, and start listening to all this fucking shit, you know? Beyond the top 40, beyond the Billboard charts. Get away from that. There's tons of great groups, great artists that are out there right fucking now. So, that's enough of that. That's my rant. But anyways, guys, I'm going to wrap it up. Thank you again for listening. Hope I made it enjoyable for you. Doing the best each week that I can. And that's it, man. Thanks for hanging. You guys have a good one. All right.